I started smoking at the age of 16, and I think I smoked for about 10 years on and off before I finally managed to kick the habit for good. And we're making this film to try and encourage as many smokers at Gorky Mill School to give up the evil weed.
Loads of people smoke at Gorky Mills. We did a survey to find out who smokes and who does used to smoke.
This is a list of everyone at Gorky Mill School, staff and pupils. We asked 84 people if they smoked or have smoked in the past. The results are pretty shocking. 35 people in the school are smokers. 13 people in the school are ex-smokers. And this one's shocking, but 36 people have never smoked in their life. And that is a whopping 57% people that smoke in the school premises.
I smoke because I've got nothing else to do.
Because it was trendy when I was 14, everybody smoked.
Why do you smoke?
Stress.
Stress? How old are you?
14.
A 14-year-old lad at school and he's stressed.
It really started because all my friends were smoking, and I thought I would join in and be part of the gang.
I started smoking because friends in my area were doing it, and I did it because I thought it would make me look tough.
I started smoking because I wanted to, because all my friends were smoking.
I started smoking because my pal asked me for what I draw one day.
I started smoking when I was about 12 years old, went to high school, was getting bullied, thought if I had a fag in my hand I would look hard and people would leave me alone.
Because I felt like it, and plus all my mates were doing it. So I just thought I'd act hard and all that.
I started to smoke because I met my husband and I wanted to look older.
I started smoking because everyone else was.
When I started smoking when my dad died and he used to smoke.
Because nicotine controls me, I don't control it.
How many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
4, 5, tops.
And how many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
About 10.
How many cigarettes a day do you smoke?
10.
And are you addicted?
Yeah.
Why don't you stop?
Because I can't.
I would give anything in the world to stop. I've smoked for 30 odd years and I'm finding it one of the hardest things in the world to do. And I have stopped before, but the more I smoke, the harder it is I'm finding to stop.
Have you ever tried to stop?
No.
Would you like to give up?
In the future, aye.
Right, okay. Have you ever tried before to give up?
No.
Yeah.
There are over 4,000 chemicals in a cigarette. Some of them are cancer causing and some of them are just poisons like the arsenic. We've got some acetone in a cigarette. Now acetone is the stuff found in nail polish remover. Only as a waste product in the body, we get rid of it in urine, but you're smoking it every time you smoke a cigarette. Arsenic is extremely dangerous. It's in rat poison, it's in ant poison, it will kill you. Butane. Butane is in your lighters if you do smoke. Cadmium, very dangerous. You can see this little wee sign again. This wee sign is saying this is dangerous, this is toxic, you do not want this in your body. Carbon monoxide is the thing that goes into your body and is poisoning you. It stops your breathing. Cyanide, another of these nice smiley faces. DDT was used as insecticide to stop insects from munching on you, and yet you're smoking it. Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is used in embalming fluid. It's used to preserve body organs like this brain here. Methanol. Methanol is an alcohol, but it's not one you want to drink. It's used in antifreeze and solvents and used for fuel. And last but not least, vinyl chlorides. Vinyl chlorides, PVC, that's nice plasticky stuff that you sometimes see on seats. And it's also used as an aerosol spray propellant. But I think you'll agree, you don't want something like that inside your body.
Thomas, I'm Education Manager here at Surgeons Hall Museum.
What else can smoking do to the body?
Well, obviously it doesn't smell good, so generally folk might not want to be around you. Very bad for your skin, and as a result, smokers will age quicker, you develop wrinkles quicker, you develop deeper wrinkles, it will stain your fingers, this horrible kind of yellow stain, it will stain your teeth. So there's all sorts of things that will affect your appearance as well. What smoking does, the chemicals in the smoke make it more difficult for the oxygen to get carried through in the blood. There's a substance called hemoglobin which basically sticks to oxygen, and hemoglobin's in the blood. When you smoke, the chemicals in the smoke make it more difficult for the oxygen to stick to the hemoglobin and get carried around your blood. So it'll affect blood supply to your brain, it'll affect blood supply to your tips of your fingers, to the tips of your toes, to all over. And one of the risks of smoking is clots anywhere, particularly on the kind of extremities, you know, as we mentioned earlier, things like your fingers and your toes. And so, okay, it's not something like cancer that's absolutely going to attack you and kill you outright, but you might end up with very, very bad circulation in your hands, problems with your hands, problems with your feet, problems with walking as a result, and it could end up in a clot, and you know, you might end up with an amputated hand or foot.
We all know the damage smoking does on the body, but what other damage can smoking do in the home, place of work, or even in school?
My name's Lud Ramsey, and I'm a firefighter with Loading and Borders Fire and Rescue Service. I've been a firefighter for about 27 years now, and in that time, most of the serious fires I've attended have been caused by smoking.
One question I wanted to ask Lud, have you noticed a difference in a reduced amount of fires since the smoking ban?
Since the smoking ban, we have had a lot, because obviously before people could smoke anywhere, but now you can't smoke in public places, shops, anywhere else. So definitely it's come down. That has come down. But what has still been quite high is fires in the home. Because although people are very careful about not smoking in public buildings, when they're in their own home, they think this is my home, I do what I want. If I want to smoke in my bedroom, I smoke. But that's too dangerous. You know, that's what we're telling people. It's very dangerous. You know, if you're in a fire situation, what kills you is not the fire, it's the smoke. And if you're a smoker, this is what people don't realize. If you're a smoker, your blood carbon monoxide level is already higher than the average person. So if it takes however milligrams to kill somebody, you're almost 20% there already. So you are putting your life in danger if you're in a fire situation. So that's one of the other things people don't really consider. But that's what you have to realize about the dangers of smoking. People being careless and they got a fag, just chuck it, and then it might just drop in a bin. And then that bin can cause a lot of problems. That's what caused a lot of problems for us as a fire service. You know, we came in one morning and the whole bin was alight. Well, it wasn't alight, it was burned, and fire service had been there. But what happened was a bloke was walking past, had a fag, chucked it in the bin. If somebody smokes in this room, you've got all the hazards, like they left all the newspapers around. So as soon as them papers catch, that fire's going to be twice as big before you know it. So this is one of the dangers, you know, with somebody smoking in bed. Okay, we've got that. Again, that's the other thing which we've been really campaigning against. That's so dangerous, because that is overloading that plug, and what's happening is more and more heat is being drawn through there, and that's what causes a lot of fires.
We took part in a demonstration at the Scottish Parliament to let MSPs know that we want a change in the law. to advertise tobacco products, but the cigarette companies design packaging to attract young people.
In Australia, all packaging is the same. They are not cool looking and advertise the dangers and harms that smoking causes. We would like to see that introduced here too.
But that's been designed to at least make you think about
packet as well.
I would quite like to have that. But what are we now thinking about just now? Directly or specifically, we're not talking about cigarettes. We're talking about what they come in. You're not thinking about buying the product, you're thinking about, I want the box. Then we've got the way that it opens. So it slides open like that. You then have the imagery here, earphones and stuff like that. Who do you think that they're trying to target with that packaging?
Teenagers.
So why do you think that?
Because teenagers listen to music, like...
Do you think it's anything to do with the fact that that's a bit cool, the way that it opens?
Aye.
Do you think it's to do with the fact that like the earphones and stuff like that in it?
Probably, but they'll like... Teenagers will be like, Daddy, I've got this fag packet to all the pals and that, and then their pals will start buying it and all that.
Exactly. So when you're thinking about doing like your filming and putting your film together, maybe it's worthwhile thinking about, is it really just me making the choice when I go to the shop to buy a packet of cigarettes? Or is there an awful lot of marketing work being done to make me, or not make you, because nobody makes it, but to seriously encourage you to buy that packet? If you were sitting with your pals, and you were out somewhere, having a coffee, sitting about, would you rather have that sitting on the table next to you? Or would you rather have that sitting on the table next to you? Which looks cooler, which looks more sophisticated, which says that you're quite successful. I've got something that looks a bit like a music player sitting next to me. That one. So that in essence, guys, is kind of the reason why we're here today, just to sort of flag up some of the techniques that big tobacco companies, or the tobacco industry as we would call it, and to sort of highlight some of the stuff that they do to encourage you to buy that particular packet. So if there were a different packet, you might think, actually I'm not going to bother buying it. And that's kind of what we'll do.
There are lots of people who are actively trying to stop smoking. Since we started making this film, one member of the school has given up smoking.
So Keith, how long have you smoked for?
I've smoked approximately 30 years of my life. Believe it or not, today is my 3rd week of giving up. I had to get help. I actually went to Sainsbury's, who are helping people who would like to quit, and you get things free. And every Friday I go and they give me patches, which I put on my arm, which are clear patches, and they have them on my arm for 8 weeks. And then after 8 weeks I go to a lower strength of patch for 2 weeks. And then after that I go into the smallest patch for 2 weeks. And they also give me a little wee inhaler puffer thing that I take every now and again when I feel like I'm really having a bit of trouble with my smoking.
So how do you feel physically?
I feel absolutely, utterly fantastic. I've actually never felt this good since I can remember. I'm not sleeping very well because I'm sweating a lot. I think all the toxins and the poison is coming out my system. Financially, it's unbelievable. Normally, I would be spending roughly about £45 a week on cigarettes. So the impact is incredible. Probably saving about £1,500 a year. I can go on holiday, I can get myself a new car, and also, personally, it is the most stupidest thing I have ever done in my life now. I regret doing it.
Smoking is a disgusting habit.
It makes your breath smell.
It makes your clothes smell.
It stains your fingers.
It makes you cough.
It costs a fortune.
It gives you cancer.
It gives you lung disease.
It stops circulation, resulting in gangrene and amputation.
Think twice before you spark up.
How much money do you think you spend a week on cigarettes? £3 a day. 7 days a week, Glenn. It's 21 quid a week. You're talking about £100 a month. That is £1,200 a year you spend on cigarettes.
What? Man, see if I saved up all my money for fags, I could like be bouncing about like really mental crazy on it.
That's right. If you never spent money on cigarettes.
Has never been used for about 4 years, but would you like to smell her breath? I
does it smell like? Of? Smell it? Just smell of bread? 4 years, 5 years maybe. She's never been used. But she's still got stinky breath.
If you go 15 years without smoking, the risk of cancer is not much more than someone who's never smoked. So the point is, it's not too late to give up, especially at a young age. You've got the rest of your life to let your body recover.